So this is the front page of SPSS. I hope you can see the front page. And so meanwhile, in between, I will ask you some questions. Please give answer of that. Today we are not going to use any file, just demonstration of the software. I hope you can see there are two. This is the front page of SPSS, and in the front page there are two views. You can see that this is the variable view and this is the data view. In the left corner, we are having two options. One is variable view and second option is called data views. So first we have to understand what is the meaning of the data view and what is the meaning of the variable view. And so let's click on the variable view first. So I click on the variable view first. And once you click on the variable view, you have different options like name, type, width, decimal, level, values, missing, etc., etc. So let me explain you some of the concept. The first column is named as variable name column. So I hope you can see the variable name column. So variable name column is having some rules. So let me write the rules of defining it because most of you are not having clarity on this option. So let me explain this concept, rules of defining the variables. Rule number 1, space is not allowed between the words. Because if you include the space between the words, it will show the problem, right? So we cannot have the space between the words. Space is not allowed between two words. Rule number 2, you can use dot and underscore to combine the words, right? Rule number 3, that you should not start with number. The variable name should not start with number, it always started with the alphabet. Rule number 4 is that we always write the short form of variables. We do not type the statement here. We just write short form of the variables. So these four rules are quite important rules to start with the SPSS software. And now I demonstrate you how to maintain the variables. Let's create some of the variables. First variable I am creating is the name of the respondent. The second variable I want to create is gender. Then I type edu underscore, or you can put dot and background. So if I type education space background, software will not take this variable. Then I want to create the preferences of the customer, and then I want to analyze the satisfaction. Then I want to analyze the quality. Then I want to create the variable called monthly income. Monthly. Now I'm putting the dot income. So these are the different ways which can be used for creating the variables. So I hope you understand now all the rules. If I start with 2 and write something, the software will not take it. And if I type Ajay Chauhan, then software will also not take it. So these are the rules of the variable names, created the variable names. So professionally, we should keep these variable name as small as possible. And after that, the second column you can see is the type. And 99% of the time, we use numeric type. And hardly 1%. Like for example, this name. My name is Ajay. I cannot write it 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So I have to write AJAY. So I have to give this string option. Like company name, respondent name, right? Department name. So name cannot be written as a number. So we have to define all the variables as string variables. So I repeat, when you have some name which can be represented by alphabet only, then you can use this string type. Otherwise, all should be in numeric. Like for example, in gender, you say that we have male and female. So what you code male as 1, female as 2, no problem. Suppose you are having different income level, less than 5 lakh, 5 to 10 lakh, 10 to 15 lakh, no problem. You say 1 represent less than 5 lakh, 2 represent second category, third represent third category. So we have to represent each and everything through using the number, and number means numeric. So most of the variables you can see here is numeric, and I'm practically telling you 99% of the variables in SPSS should be in number. Hardly 1 or 2 variable you can keep in alphabet, which cannot be expressed as a alphabet, right? So just give me. Okay, now I think you have clarity on this, and there is no problem in defining the variables. Now third is width. Third option is width, right? In width, you can see this 8 number. What is the meaning of this 8 number, right? What is the meaning of this 8? So I'm telling you, suppose somebody is having long name, this software will take only the 8 characters of that. For example, in data set, my name is Ajay and CHAUHN. So you can see that this software is not taking after this. So let me count it: AJAY space CHA. So 8 characters, 8 spaces. Software is allowing me to write not after that. Suppose if I type here some long name, let's say Amitabh Bachchan. Amitabh. After that week, I cannot type anything because the limit of 8 is there. So if I increase it to let's say 14, 15, now I can type more alphabets into it. So now I can type Amitabh Bachchan and Ajay Chauhan or any big name. So this width is allowing you how many numbers, how many alphabet you can type in the variable view, right? Now you have seen the decimal, right? So in decimal, we also know in some cases we have the decimal up to 4. In some cases we are having the decimal up to 2, and in some cases we are having the decimal up to 6. So as required by you, you can decide the decimal position of your data. Like for example, if you are working with the international trade exchange rate, and you know that exchange rate is mentioned 4 times. Normally, if you see the exchange rate between INR and USD, they are using the decimal places of 4. So 4 decimal places, no problem. So you have to type 4. So you can increase the decimal, you can decrease the decimal. And in case of gender, we know that we do not require any decimal, so we can put it 0. Education background, we do not require any decimal, can put it 0, right? Similarly, preferences, no decimal is required. So if decimal is required, you can keep it. If it is not required, you can avoid it. Now after that, we are having the label, very important. So what is the meaning of label? Label means anything which we want in the output, right? For example, this edu background. If you creating the graphs, if you creating the table, I hope nobody require edu background in the graph or table. So what we require education background. So we need the full form of it. So whenever you make the output, whenever you make the graph, the education background will come in the graph, not the edu background. Because in variable name, this is normally the shortcut, and the label is the full form of the variable name. And similarly, I can tell you, like suppose we are measuring the construct. So there is some construct like stress, and this construct is measured by 5 items. So we can write stress 1, stress 2. Sometimes we define the variable like this: stress 3, stress 4, stress 5. And now this is the statement that I am feeling frustrated. My blood pressure increases when I am in stress. So sentences you can type here, no problem, right? So label means anything which you actually want in the output. After that, we are having the values. These values are very important for categories, especially. Like we know that gender is a category, and if we click on this side, this button, if you click on this button will come, and I want to define here that I am assigning 1 for the male respondent, and I am assigning 2 for the female respondent. So here 1 and 2 are representing the categories. 1 is representing the male and 2 is representing the female. Similarly, education background is one of the variable here, and I know that suppose there are 3 education background, and I want to define as a number here. So I can define, like, I suppose 1 means MBA and 2 means MTech and 3 means MCA, like this. So now education background is defined by the numbers. So you can see that 1 means MBA, 2 means MTech, 3 means MCA. And suppose you feel that T should be big, so you just click on that, make T capital and change it. So you can correct it very easily. Okay. So values are basically the numbers assigned to the different categories of the variables. So this is called values. Now missing data, I am telling you one thing. Missing data is not allowed in most of the analysis. So in my life, whenever I see the missing values, I just replace it, or that process is called imputation process. So we should replace the missing values by the mean or the most appropriate value, and we are having some mechanism of replacing the missing value. So normally the missing value should be replaced. So leave it as it is. We are not managing the missing values by the software. We normally manage the missing values by some algorithm or some commands, right? Okay, the next is column. So this is simply the column width. When you go to the data view, suppose you require this width, more width you require, you can increase it, you can decrease it. So it depends upon the width of the column in the data view. You can decide what should be the column width. Now the next option is alignment, and there are 3 options we are having the alignment. If you click on any option, you can see that there are 3 options here: left, right, center. And on the basis of my practice, I can suggest you always keep right, because this right option is very, very comfortable. It helps me a lot actually. So when you start working on the SPSS software, after some time you feel that this right option is one of the best option provided by the software. So alignment, normally I keep right alignment, which gives me a comfort in deciding managing the data in data view. And after that, you can see that measure. Again, this is one of the most important criteria to decide that what is the nature of my variable. Now, if I click on the any option, the software is providing me 3 options: scale, ordinal, and nominal. And I'm just going to explain the meaning of scale, ordinal, and nominal. Don't worry. And after that, you know that what option we have to decide. Like for example, I know that gender is a nominal variable, so I click on the nominal. Education background is also a nominal variable, nominal. Similarly, preferences is ordinal, so I selected ordinal. Satisfaction is scale, and qualities is scale. Monthly income is a scale. So all the variables are scale, so I am selecting the scale option. Okay, so I hope you now you aware about the different options provided by the software. And the last option is the role option, right? Now what is this role option? I'm just telling you, this is the new feature added by the software, because in earlier packages this option was not there, but because the world is moving to the machine learning concept, so this is basically representing the machine learning concept, and we are having only 2 options, 2 main important options here: input and the target variable. Normally we define target variable as the variable which is dependent in nature, and input variable which is independent in nature. So you can define your dependent variable as a target variable and other variables as an input variable. So this is about the front page of the software. And after defining all the variables, now I'm showing you how to feed the data. So let's go to the data view. Just I'm showing you how to fill 5 entries. So I'm just putting that some of the hypothetical data set like Upsi, right? So whatever name comes in my mind, I'm just putting it. And Salman Khan, Amir Khan, right? So these are the 5 respondents. Gender is male. So I have to put male here. So you are having 2 options. If you click this button, the software will take number. If you click again click this button, you can assign the value. So I just want to click this. Amitabh Bachchan is also a male. Taapsee is a female. Male. So now you can define 1 and 2. 1 means male and 2 means female. Education background I am putting arbitrarily. Some are 3 also. Now preferences. So we can also fill the variable like this. Satisfaction. I'm just filling these values. Monthly income 35,000 and 45,000. So these are just hypothetical. Yeah. Now this is a scale variable, so I'm putting like this and just feeding the values. So now in this way we can fill the data set and we can use this data set for the analysis purpose, right? Now I'm showing you there are many people who have the data set in Excel form and they want to direct import the data from the Excel. So how to do that? So because I already have the data in SPSS, I will show you that how to save it in Excel and then I will show you how to take it back in the SPSS. So if you click on the file and just click on save as, and I want to save on the desktop so that I can import easily. Now my data file is session 1 and I want to save it as a CSV format. Session 1 CSV format. If I click on save, the software will save the data on the desktop. Now let me check it. Yeah, this is the data file. So we are having the data file in Excel now. So if you want to manage the data in Excel format, so rule is in the first row, you should have the name of the variables. This is the rule. So you can see that in the first row, we are having the name of the variables and rest of the columns are having the observations. And most of the observations should be in the number, right? If you type here male and female, male, female, male, then there is a problem. Actually, so most of the softwares want the number here. So let me convert this number again. So I suggest you to put only numbers in the observations, not the alphabets. And now I'm showing you how to import this data set into the SPSS. So if you want to import the data set, first of all, you have to close down the Excel file. If this file is open in the background, SPSS will not open it. Okay, so just I am saving it. This is my file. And now I am going to open it in SPSS. Just click File, Open, Data, and look at the data set. File type is my CSV file. This is the file which I want to open it. Click on the file, open, and after that, the software will ask you something. Click, and let me check it. Great, fine, and this data seems like this. Next, and next, finish. So after that, now you can see that the data is open here. And because of the problem, some problem is there in the data set that Chauhan comes in the gender and Bachchan comes in the gender. So this problem happens if you define the variables or if you keep the space. Actually, the comma separated space, right? You have heard the title, comma separated space. So we have to take care of this also, that in which format we are keeping the file. So the reason of this mismatch I'm showing you, and it is one of the important point to handle. that in this file, Ajay Chauhan, Amitabh Bachchan is having a space, and we are maintaining the data in a comma separated file. So whenever you have the spaces, the software will put Chauhan in another column and Bachchan in another column. So this is the few problems which we face normally if we put data set in the wrong format. So if I save this file in another format, I can open the data very easily. So let me save this file in Excel file, original Excel file, save it. And now if I open it, there will not be any problem. So let me check it. My file is where? Session 1, session 1. So I have two formats here. Session 1, this is the CSV format, and this is the Excel format. So in SPSS, this is a problem that if your format is wrong, you can, when you import the data set, some problem will come. So I am deleting it and will open the file again. Open data, and now I'm going to open the data in Excel format. So I put this Excel here, and there are many files of SPSS in this format, but because we want to import the session 1 file, open. Now you can see that everything will be clear. Everything comes in perfect. But let me check. I think this file is open in the background, so software will not opening it. First of all, I have to close it. Yeah. After that, you can see software is asking you to open the file. Fine. Okay. So you just click OK, and you can see that the file is there. So this is the way we can import the file from the Excel to the SPSS. So I hope now, at least at this point of time, you are aware that how to create the data set, how to maintain the data set in SPSS, and this process is known as data punching process. Data punching process. So give me a